It's autumn and I am so happy about that. I cannot even begin to express how happy I am to say those words again after 9 long months of enduring the other 3 seasons, because this is the season for me, babe. I love it. So welcome back to episode 135 of Empower State Podcast. I am so happy that you are here, whether you are listening to the podcast or whether you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe. That will help me massively. But I'm just in a very, very good mood today. I'm in a very good mood indeed. I've got my woolly jumper on. I'm ready for the pumpkin spice lattes that I don't even like the taste of, but you've got to have them because it's autumn, because I am a hardcore witchy woman at heart. So I just think this season is the best one of all. And I want to talk to you today about being very intentional with autumn. So last night I did our first intention setting class with my members and it was so good. We were literally on for an hour and a half just chatting about our intentions, and we went through what we're focusing on this month and what we're releasing, and it was just such a good vibe. So if you are not already in Empowered as Fuck, you can join in the link below and you can watch the replay, because we're right at the beginning of September and we're going to do one of those every month, as well as a masterclass. So come inside. It is £49 a month, or you can pay for the year, and that works out at £39 a month. So come inside because it's so good. I'm absolutely obsessed. So we're going to talk about autumn and being intentional with it, because intention is so important when it comes to manifestation. The season of autumn links very, very heavily to law of assumption, because law of assumption is all about creating it in your consciousness first with your thoughts and your imagination, and then allowing it to come into the 3D. So it's knowing that the truth is unseen at the minute and having faith to allow things to unfold how they need to in the 3D in order to get you to your desired state of reality. And autumn is very much like that, because autumn is a season where nature just releases everything that it doesn't need, and it doesn't hang on to anything out of fear. It releases it fully, knowing that the next season is coming, that after winter, spring is going to come, and it's going to become bigger and stronger and better every single year. And that level of faith that nature has in itself to keep renewing and evolving and getting better is the level of faith that you need when it comes to manifesting your desired reality. It's not about hanging on to things that don't serve us. So this is the perfect season to talk about law of assumption, because, well, every season is the perfect season to talk about law of assumption, but this one in particular, because it shows you how you can trust when things fall away. And that's the biggest part that people get stuck on, is the fear of seeing things falling away in order to make space for something new. So I just want you to really think about like that analogy and mimic it, because you are also a part of nature, and it's safe for you to let things go in order to make space for new, better, fresh energy and realities. And as well as that, you have absolutely no proof whatsoever that winter is coming next, and that after that spring is coming, and that after that summer is coming. You don't have any proof of that. If you go and look outside now, there is no evidence of winter. Well, maybe if you live in Bolton, but there's no evidence of winter. There's no snow. There is no spring buds coming out on the plants. There's no colourful flowers in the garden, because they're all starting to fall away. So why is it then that you trust that the next season is coming? You just know it's coming, like you know that Christmas is coming and you know that your birthday is coming. We assume that that's going to happen with no proof that it will, because it's a part of the cycles of nature. It's just how things happen. Well, you are also a part of that cycle of nature, and manifestation is the most natural thing that you can do. It's literally the nature of how we create reality. So why don't we have enough faith, like that level of absolute certainty that something is coming, even though it's not yet seen, in manifesting, in creating our desired reality? If we can use that sort of analogy of autumn to allow things to be released, to let go of things that are safe and comfortable, and shed all those fucking crusty leaves so that we can start to grow and evolve and get better and step into a new level of life, it's going to be easy, babe. It's going to be easy, because that is literally how we're designed to live and to create. Now, obviously, I will always encourage you to live in your vision and to stay in that and to live from that. And that's great. I still want you to continue doing that. However, autumn is a time where you can really stop and look around you at the things that you've already created and be really, really present in those moments. So the best way to be present in those moments is to romanticize everything that you're doing. That is such a good way to be present in the moment and actually enjoy what you've already created. Because last night we were talking about this in our intention setting live call, where we're saying that you are already living in one version of your vision. You know, at some point there was something that you desired that is completely normal for you right now. So that might have been a relationship, it could have been a level of health, it could be the house that you live in, the car that you drive in, the job or the career that you have, it could be the children that you have. Whatever it is that's normal to you now, there will be a point in your life where that was part of your vision, where it was something that you desired. So it's always about a balance of, yes, living in the vision and operating from that and ignoring 3D circumstances that you don't want more of, but also remembering to be grateful and be present in what you've already created, because you're constantly going to be creating something new. And we've got to make sure that we're stopping and enjoying where we're at, as well as going somewhere new. And this season is just the most gorgeous of all the seasons. Like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to fight me if you disagree, because there is no season that is nicer to look at, even if you prefer the weather of summer, or, you know, you like spring when everything's coming back to life. This is the most beautiful season. Like, everything's orange and gold, and it's just such amazing sunsets, and the world just looks unreal. So now is that time to really, like, just take a moment to look around, like, open your eyes and see how amazing lots of your life is. Even if there's parts of it where you think, like, oh, I don't really like that, I want to change that, that's fine. But there'll be other parts where you just sort of take things for granted and you don't stop to notice them. We all do that all the time. So look around you and start noticing all the things that you already have created to be grateful for. Because when you do that, that switches the lens that you view reality through, and you start seeing everything in a really positive light. And that means that life is just so much more enjoyable, because you're always training your reticular activating system, which is like the filter that you've got, to seek out something based on what you're thinking and what you're focusing and what you're paying attention to. So if you're paying attention to things that you don't want and thinking, oh, this is really hard, I never have any money, I'm so tired, and the weather's shit and blah, 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 you're only going to see those things, and your reality is going to be pretty miserable. When you switch that lens and you start to focus on the things that you have created, how you are living in a safe country, how you have food to eat and enjoy, how you've got family, and how you've got your health, and you've got probably an iPhone or something to watch this on a laptop, or time to be able to even do that. There's so many normal things that you can stop and just appreciate that that was once a part of your vision. And as you probably know, because I've already made 2 episodes on romanticising your life, and I really had to try hard not to make another one today, because I could definitely do that. But there are so many, like, things that you can do in this season that are just so Pinterest boardy, you know what I mean? Like the nice cups of coffee and the walks in the crunchy leaves, and getting wrapped up in a blanket, and having nice candles lit, and decorating your home with all the nice colours of autumn. There's so many ways that you can romanticize your life very, very easily in this season. So please do that and be intentional about it. When you are looking at your calendar, rather than just living day to day and thinking like, oh, I'm just going to get through this day and then the next day and then the next day, actually look at the month ahead and plan in just a few little things that you know are going to bring you joy. Whether it's sitting and reading a book, give yourself an afternoon to do that without thinking, oh, I've got too many other things that I need to be doing. Allow yourself to just like enjoy the moment. If you want to walk more, start planning that in. When are you going to do it? What mornings or what evenings are you going to go? Is there like an event that you want to go to that's specifically like autumny? Book the tickets for it. So be intentional with this season and really, really romanticize it and be present in this space, because when you do that, not only are you actually enjoying your life, but you're really sort of stepping into that like main character energy, because main character energy is just being very present and making everything feel nice. And actually, like, the things that you do every day can be enjoyable things. The ones that you think, oh fucking hell, I've got to walk, like I've got to drive to work, or I've got to walk to work, or, well, you can change that by putting a different playlist on and like getting wrapped up in your nice cozy jumper and coat, and actually like taking a different route, walk through a park instead of the quickest route. You know, do little things to make sure that you're enjoying everyday stuff that you've got to do. If you are cooking tea and you're normally just like thinking, oh fucking hell, I've got to get the tea ready, like make it a family activity where your kids get involved and it's a nice sort of like activity for you to do together. There's so many ways that you can romanticize your life that you've already got right now without even adding anything new to it. Autumn is also the season of the harvest. So right now, all of the farmers are collecting the crops that they've planted months before and that they have worked towards over the summer, and now it's time to harvest them. And that's very much like manifestation too. Although manifestation is instant, that doesn't mean that you necessarily see it instantly in your 3D reality. As soon as you decide that you're having something, it's done. Like, you've got it already. Just like when you plant the seed or when you click buy now on an Amazon parcel, it's done, it's yours, but you might not be able to actually experience it in the 3D yet. So that's another way that you can look at autumn in manifestation terms, is there's a process involved where you are nurturing a new identity, or you are nurturing that new version of reality and consistently watering the plants, or consistently robotically affirming, or doing whatever it is that you like to do to rewire your subconscious mind in order to be able to see the results in your 3D. That's just the way it is. So although you can definitely manifest things instantly, for most people, it takes a little bit of repetition to step into that new identity. It does. And the best way to step into a new identity, alongside repeatedly thinking the new thought, is to embody that version of you now. Like, embodiment is where people see the most shifts. And embodiment, we sometimes think of our like vision version as somebody who's completely different to us, who everything about the life is like a complete film. You know, we see them in this very romanticized light, like they don't do any of the same things as us, but that is not true. So let's say that you want to manifest more money. There'll be a version of you who's like doing all of these things, and you'll perceive them in a certain way, but actually those people, that version of you, still has a shower every day, still has to go and do a food shop at Tesco. They do normal things, but you can embody that energy now. You can step into them and think, okay, how would I go and do this normal thing if I was the person who had 50 grand in the bank, or whatever it is that you desire? Embody their energy in the everyday moments and really step into that main character vibe. So something else I just want to mention as well is, I think that this is the perfect season to really focus on your environment. Environment is incredibly important when it comes to your goals. Your environment dictates your habits. It dictates how you are feeling day to day. It dictates how well you're able to perform in your thinking, in your job, in your career, in your creativity, your environment is very, very important, especially when it comes to manifestation. And I always get like an overwhelming urge at this time of year, just intuitively, to clear all the shit out of my house, like get rid of loads of stuff, and to actually put some real effort into making it feel nice. So whether that's like getting all your nice blankets out, or having more candles, or thinking about like the lighting when you sat there, treat yourself like you would treat someone who was a guest in your house. There are so many of us that would invite somebody round and that would have a lovely tidy house, and they would make a lovely meal for that person, and they'd sit down at the table and drink out of the best glasses, and then they would turn the heating up, and they'd put all the lamps on and make it feel really cozy. Why are you not doing that for yourself? If you would do that for a guest, do it for yourself. It's because you don't think that you're special enough. You are special enough to do that, because you're the only fucking person in your reality. Everybody else is an extra. You're the main event. Start treating yourself like that. Even just try that for like 2 days and see how you feel. Use the nice things. Make your environment really cozy. Switch the lamps on. Put a little bit of effort into your surroundings and making it feel like the version of your living room, of your bedroom, of your office that you sit and add to your Pinterest board but never actually create. So really, the message of this episode is to really step into your most amazing season, and exactly how you picture it in your imagination, actually bring that to life. Like, step into that, book the tickets for things, make the plans, create the environment, do all of the cute little things that you think, oh, like that's so cute and cozy and autumnal. Do them, actually do them, because when you embody that energy, you are stepping into that vision version, and you're going to bring in your manifestations so much faster, and you're also going to enjoy your life, because we've got to remember all the time your life is passing you by. I know that sounds a bit harsh, but it is. It's not a practice run, like it's happening right now. And as much as we keep this idea in our head that everything's going to be perfect when we have this thing, it's not. It's always going to have imperfections. There's always going to be something going on in your life, even when you've got your dream car, even when you've got your dream house, even when you've got all the money that you want, even when you're in the career that you want, there will always be life happening. So rather than thinking, oh, that's annoying, I'm going to have to wait until that's over, just embrace it and live in it and make it special to the best of your ability. And honestly, your life is going to transform. So I hope that you found that episode useful. If you did, I would be so grateful for an Apple review if you're listening to the audio, or a subscribe on YouTube. I'd be super grateful. Thank you so much for joining me. Also, just a reminder, if you are not already inside Empowered as Fuck, come and join us, because you are going to love it in there. You can watch the replay of the intention setting that we did last night. It's going to set you up for the month, not only the month, but the whole season. We've got a masterclass coming up in a couple of weeks, not even that. I think it's on September the 11th. So I will leave the link below, and I will see you very soon.